everyone. We'll do this a la naturel. It's like that he's sucking down oysters. You ready?
Yeah.
G'day folks, I'm the Coffee Bush Kid in Central Vic. I have in my possession Minelab's new Manticore coin and relic machine. Interesting little machine. It has a 2D screen on it, and that is why we are here today to do the third part in the trilogy. I've already done Equinox 800 gold. I've done Equinox 900 gold. If the bag stays there today, we will do Manticore gold. Now, it's a little bit different than the last ones because usually I would use a small coil. The Manticore only comes with an 11-inch coil at the moment. There will be an 8x5 released at some point, and I can tell you what, do not stand in my way when that's released because I'll just run you straight over. Desperately wanting one of those. But anyway, today we are over in a central Victorian town. It's renowned for bigger nuggets than where I usually hunt. We're going to go chasing gold today with the Manticore. It is not a dedicated gold machine, and I'm not saying to you that, oh, you don't need all those more expensive gold machines. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is it has a gold setting. We're going to test it out. And the reason that I'm really interested in this one is because with that 2D screen that I mentioned, we should be able to go into rubbishy sites that has tin and iron, not absolutely rubbish infested, not like my usual sites where I would go in and, you know, we got insulin bottles and aluminium cans and everything like that. I want that area of adjustment between rubbish site and clear area with no rubbish in it. So I want to go into those areas with tin that's breaking down. I want cans. That's the area I want. We're probably over 80%, I reckon, of metal detectorists would not venture into when they're hunting for gold, simply because you're going to get those little bits of steel and tin that is just going to annoy the hell out of you, more so than lead shot. And in amongst those areas, the potential for nuggets is quite real because no one's going into them. With the Manticore on the 2D screen, it will show up if a target is ferrous. So whether it be iron and steel or whether it be tin, it's going to give us a reading. And across the middle section of the 2D screen is the non-ferrous line. Gold, being non-ferrous, comes up there really nicely. Now, we could get lead, we could get coins, we could get jewelry, we could get brass fittings for tappage and everything. It will all be in there, but it will be stuff that no one else has found because they've not ventured in. Now, some folks, when they're really keen, yes, they will get to an area and they go, oh, this looks good. So they take, lift up the corrugated iron, shift all the tin, move it all out. They give themselves a really good chance on ground that more than likely hasn't been swung over for gold. This one will be able to get in amongst all of that and go tin, 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 tin. Oh, that's a non-ferrous target rather low down on the scale. We'll give that a dig. It could be lead. I've already pulled some out whilst gently cutting my teeth with it. I've had lead, I've got a penny, I pulled out a piece of pocket watch that someone's cut into an octagon, so there's silver for me. I haven't yet run over gold, but it's only because I haven't walked over it. I've got small lead and 22s and everything like that. And if we get gold sized pieces like those in amongst all the tin and the iron, that's going to be absolutely brilliant. So anyway, I think that's enough yabba for that. We might do a little bit of a gold test before we head out, so you can see the numbers and you can see how that line lines up. And then I'm on the outskirts, as I said, of a town that's got, you know, larger nuggets to its name. I am specifically looking for the rubbish dumps, because I know there's surfaced areas out here. We've seen them on satellite. I've talked with Nathan at work and he said, oh yeah, there's good and there's good. I want to get not into the hard rubbish zone. I want to get into that periphery rubbish, tin, cans, that horrible zone where there's just little pieces of bloody stuff that'll send a gold detector right off. So anyway, let's go see what gold looks like on this, what gold looks like on the screen. Now, just before we head out, these are my finds to date that I have found in the gold setting. So there's my piece of silver. I've got a 1949 rue penny, but there's my lead. You know, some of these aren't very big at all. 22s, that gave a stonking signal. I was really hopeful with that, but alas and alack. You know, I got my buttons, I got a shotty end. That's a nice piece of brassy bronze. I've got a buckle. They're what I'm interested in, because, you know, they do give a similar signal to gold, and they were in areas that gold should have been. I just haven't walked over it yet. Let's hope today's going to be different. Anyway, let's find ourselves a rubbish pile and get into it. Well, we're going to start it up. So it's just a simple matter of push the on button when I find it. There we go. Now the beauty of the Manticore is that it actually takes you through the sequence of startup. So we press that button there. Volume, what do you want it set at? I'm happy with that. Next one up. What's your search mode? Is it going to be, you know, all-terrain general or whatever? No. We just want gold. There's only one gold setting in the Equinox 800 and 900. There's gold mode 1 and gold mode 2. In the Manticore, it's just Goldfields general. That's what we want. Up to that, noise cancel. Let's have a go. Job done. Now, with gold setting, it has auto ground balance. So that would be our next job to do, but we don't need to do that. We're going to go back to our start, because up the top there, you see the little squiggly line? That is auto ground balance, and that's what you want for detecting for gold, and that's what it gives you. You can switch it off if you want, but I'm not going to. So this pretty much is out of the box factory preset. Now, if the ground's nice and quiet, I'm going to up my sensitivity. That's the only bit of mucking around I'm going to do. There's not going to be any, oh, I've tickled it here and tricked it up there. No, out of the box, only thing to adjust is the sensitivity. Let's see how we go. I have the settings in factory preset. It's pretty much, you've got the machine out of the box, you've charged it, we're off and ready to go. The sensitivity there is 20. It's just standard gold setting. Now, where are we? There's a little nugget. See that 2D, this one here? Whether it be flat, whether it be on its edge, it's there in the middle. Let's use the golden nose, as I call it. I reckon that's a beauty. Looks a bit like my old schnoz. Again, it's still there on that middle line. Now, this is a FERROUS sort of no-go zone. I can't remember the proper term for it. But, you know, if it's FERROUS, If it's steel, it's probably going to be up there. If it's flat, sheet, tin, it'll be down there. So all these types of nuggets, you can see there, they're all coming up in that middle line there. And that's the theory I'm working on, is that if I've got a piece of steel, it's going to show up on the top or the bottom. And if I've got a non-ferrous target, with any luck, gold, it will come up in that middle piece. Here's another little bit. Yeah, different shape. Look at that, 15, 16. I'll plonk that in. Let's see how far down we can go. There's a little bit right there. Yep, nice strong piece. But you see that I wonder if that one will show up. You see, here's one piece of like a shoddy pellet. Yeah, dead bang there on that bloody line right there. So you get a piece like that in amongst all the iron and stuff on the edge of a rubbish dump that is on a gold field, you're in with a chance. It could be a piece of foil. And there we go. Here's a piece that I walked over before. Now, normally that looks like it's from a cigarette packet. We'll scrunch it up there like that. You see there? 5, 6. I can tell you now, they get you really, really excited. But that's what it is. We will be digging these because they're the same numbers as gold and they're on that non-ferrous line. It's that non-ferrous line we're going to be looking at. Anyway, you've seen what it can do with gold and with foil. So we'll put the unit back together again and we'll see if we can find ourselves a bit of a dump, and let's see if we can find some gold so that the name of the video lives up to its title, because certainly Manticore lead doesn't have that much of a ring to it, does it? Anyway, let's go off and we'll see what we can find. Alrighty, I've got this target. See that on the indicator there? Bit of a funny. It could just be aluminium. So we will have a bit of a dig. See what we come up with. But you know, they're the signals. Ooh, we've got some nice. Oops, where are we? We've got some nice buddy quartz and so forth down there with us. Who knows? I'm just digging slightly off. Alright, let's have another go. Alright, well that'll do it. There we go. Now that was a good target. Well, it's not when we look at it, but the signal was good. And, you know, no one should have left that behind, and someone has, or they just haven't swung over the area. Still looking from a rubbish area to get in amongst that tin, but we're swinging all the way there, and we've come across this. So, though it's not good, it's good that we found it. Anyway, we'll keep going. I'll just show you this one. Hopefully we're far enough out of the wind. See on the screen there? Yeah, that's a target. But it's not showing up on that... Actually, I can do that, sorry. It's not showing up on that middle line, really. It's a ferrous target. We've got it up above, we've got it below. Now, that on a gold machine, it's a signal, you have to dig it. But with this, we can see that it falls in those ferrous ranges. I'm going to walk straight over that, and I'm going to keep going until I get something on that beautiful middle non-ferrous line. Well, I believe we're on an old dwelling site. There's bits and pieces of brick and everything like that. I got a 67 signal down here. It was good. We've got a little bracket. It's not what we're looking for, but again, this is a Goldfields area where people should have detected. And if they've been put off because there's just too many targets in the ground, because I've come across a lot of gal and everything like that, which would drive anyone mad. Here's a good non-ferrous target that no one else has got. Anyway, we will keep going, see if we can't find some shiny. Well, I am a little bit torn. This is a settlement area. There's bricks, there's glass, there's crockery, there's galvanised iron. And down there, way down there, I got, what was it, an 88, 89, 90 signal. We've pulled that up. That is a cut coin. Now, I think the rim on a cartwheel penny is a bit thicker than that, but it's either a cartwheel penny that someone has had as a token, well, they've put a hole in there wearing it like a pendant type thing, or it's been a token. But either way, that's been purposely cut. But we found it, and that's in amongst all the rubbish. That was the one we dug. But we do need to find a piece of gold. Anyway, we'll keep going. And you can see all the glass and everything that we're in. Just down in there, I got that. It's not exactly what we're looking for, but it did come in as a 19. It's a clip or a clasp off something. Nice little piece. I haven't got anything to clean it up with, but we'll see that in the wrap up anyway. Yeah, we'll keep going. Well, I've moved to a new spot. Thank you very much, Guy, the Gold Rush guy. I've crossed the road. I'm doing what you should do. Turn the detector on. And I'm walking to where I'm going. Swinging away to my heart's content. And you get a nice little signal. I've dug down. And there we go. And as I'm holding it in my hand, no, that is not a 1 cent piece. Or at least I hope very much it's not a 1 cent piece. I believe that should be silver. And threepence in flavour. It's fairly, oh, look at the shine on that. That'll be a Vicky. In fact, I think that's her face there that we can see. So, I've got my first threepence with the Manticore. So you know it's mine. But we've got to find a different coloured metal now. We'll go off and we'll find that. It's just across the road there. I've walked across, started swinging again, because there's more trash and stuff everywhere. But you can see the bricks. And I reckon that mound there may well be a chimney. But what would an episode be without a button? I think it's Hames. Oops. London or somewhere. Hames and Co. Anyway, we'll take that one. And we'll keep going. Well, I must say, at 81, 82, there was no way that was getting left in the ground. Certainly picks up all the stuff, and you can get an idea of what you might be sort of looking at, whether it might be a coin or something like that. The day's hot, the afternoon's wearing on, and I think I just might be beaten on this for today. Well, I didn't get too far from my other hole, and just down here I got a thimble, so that's pretty cool. Nothing wrong with an old thimble there, but it's not what we're looking for. We'll keep going. Alright, this is day 2 of the hunt with the Manticore looking for gold. I am at another rubbishy area, but this time closer to home. And the day's a bit warm, so I am shade hopping. And I've got... Yeah. Signals everywhere. Probably a big coil's not helping, but look at that. Now, it's got my interest right up because I've already dug through where all the rubbish has been dumped, so the glass and everything, and I'm down into more, dare we say, natural surfaces, and I've still got this target. It's just down in there. So we're gonna attempt to dig around it, and I'm watching this instead of watching the viewers, so hopefully you're seeing what I'm up to. I'm just wanting to dig around just gently. Oh no. Oh, that's bloody aluminium. That's aluminium. That's what our target is. Yep. Bother. I thought I was below all that. Sometimes you think you're above everything, but no. There we go. Big piece of bloody aluminium. Suppose I've got to expect that in a rubbish dump, but there's just holes everywhere up there. There is lots of round holes everywhere on this hill, but there's a lot of rubbish dump that's been just dumped here. I've got a surfaced area to play around in up there that's got a lot of trash on it, so who knows. We'll try and work our way in the shade and see what we can get. Well, I'm up above a gully, and you can see that there's shafts here going down into it. You sort of know how far down they've gone. I got a, not that I was looking for it, but I got about an 82, 83 signal. I've dug down, ended up being of size, and out of that hole, even though I'm looking for gold. Look at that. Oh yeah. That's all right. That is an old one. That's a bloody ripper. And it's still got its tongue. Oops, where are we there? Still got its tongue. That's a bloody nice one. I don't reckon it's horse harness. I reckon it's probably someone's from back in the day. Anyway, isn't the right colour or shape, but we'll take it and we'll keep going. Yeah, I've got my sensitivity wound right up, and you can see this pile of mullock that I'm digging in. Someone else has had scratches here and everything like that, and they've left a signal like this. Now, I would prefer it more on that centre line, but you know, they've been here, they've all dug big holes, and I found this. Now that's as far as I've got. I think it's aluminium. No, actually it's a bit more solid than aluminium. It's a Star of David. Don't know what it says, but nonetheless, that's a cool find. If we were doing a relic video, I'd be really impressed. But I am searching for gold, so we will keep going. The things you find while you're out looking for gold. These are castings. So, you know, we are playing in a dump area. I'm working on the theory that, you know, we'll get a good signal with the 2D display that's not going to be foil, and we'll snabble some gold. But in the interim, I'm picking up castings. Amazing. There's the ute. I'm just about heading there for lunch. You know, I've been over all the, well, I haven't been over it all. I'm playing in the Goldfields area. You can see what I've just found near the ute because we are on the outskirts of town where they dumped everything. There's my gear. Now, admittedly, I am waiting for the smaller coil to do this, but I've come in looking for gold nuggets in amongst the tin. There we go, that's better for you. See that line? Well, I have dug down. There we go. Am I looking at a milled edge? Is that going to be a florin, or is it just a halfpenny? There's George V. No, she's a halfpenny. But nonetheless, there we go. We've just found, and by the chatter on that, look at that, I'm up on 29. I could actually reduce it, but I did want a bit of depth. 19, is that 16? Yep. 1916, 1/2 penny out of a rubbish dump. There you go. 107-year-old coin out of a rubbish dump. We're not doing too bad. Mind you, this is supposed to be a bloody gold video. Anyway, we'll keep going. I will just show you this one. Right. Yeah, we're going over. We've got everything in wide open. I swung over here. But you know, there's stuff going off. I still haven't reduced my sensitivity. Haven't touched anything. We're going to have to dig that. Are we going to say it's coin? I'd be hoping so. Looks like we've shifted it. Oh, and I can see it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, everyone will do this a la naturel. It's like bloody sucking down oysters. You ready? Exhale. Inhale. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, all day. Yeah. Oh. There we go. Actually, if we went like this, 1943 wheat threepence. Oh. Oh, that sounds nice. Looks like it's been through a fire. Nonetheless, you know, though we are looking for gold, geez, I do love a good little bit of rubbish dump. But there we go, another silver with the Manticore. Now, I was watching the boys on the metal detecting channel, and they were saying about Rick trying to look for red iron or so forth to make his beard a bit more redder instead of the grey or the silverness, as Mike said. And this is what actually rubs off. You know, you do that with your fingers, you happen to rub your hands through your beard, and all of a sudden it gets very, very silverish. Oh, much like mine. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's get on with it.